What's up, guys? Welcome to my channel again. I think it looks a bit better today. So, today I'm going to be talking about the issue of 774,000 jobs provided by the federal government and the controversy with the Nigerian senators about the allegation that Festus Keyamo, who is the Minister of State for Labor, has put on them that they want to hijack the whole employment scheme for themselves, that they want to control everything, the whole 100%. So they said this scheme is about massive recruitment exercise of which the federal government wants to do, in which they will be employing 774,000 youths, and they will be paid 20,000 naira, right? This whole project or employment, this whole exercise or this project is still a project as well. It doesn't have to be physical. So this project is going to be costing costing the federal government of Nigeria 54 billion naira. Okay. So they said it's going to be costing the federal government 54 billion naira, and it is going to be shared throughout the federal republic, throughout the federation. The slots will be shared throughout the federation, right? And most of these jobs are going to go to most of the people who are actually unskilled. Who are actually without certificate on what's the name. The people who have certificates are also going to be opportune to it, but it is not really about a certificate qualification thing. It's not about certificates, qualification, and all those type of things. So that was why they appointed the Yaleje of Lagos, Shadi Tinubu, and MC Oluoma as the people who are going to be handling the employment slots and the distribution of these slots to the people, and the recruitment exercise will be managed and directed by MC Oluoma in Lagos, and Shadi Tinubu, the daughter of the APC national leader, to be handling this exercise in Lagos State. A lot of other traditional leaders and group leaders as well, or political group leaders as well. It doesn't have to be political at times. Traditional leaders also, they were given slots. So the Nigerian Senate is given 15%, so they can share among themselves. And this 16% is equal to about 116,100 slots, of which they are going to share to their constituents, from them. They are going to be nominating whomever they want the federal government to employ for the 116,100 slots, right? Even though, despite that, that doesn't mean that part of the rest of the 774,000 slots are still not going to be dedicated to their senatorial districts. Of course, the rest 15% is given to the Senate, so that the senators can give it to the people in their senatorial districts whom they think they should be getting, who they think should get employed, right? And as well, the rest of the slots is going to be spread throughout the same country, right? So it is just, I think it is just to, maybe it is just to honor them, or it's like a division of labor thing, right? Giving it to different leaders so they can share it to their people, and the thing will eventually go down and be evenly distributed, right? So that the opportunity will trickle down to the people. A nice idea, a nice system. But during a meeting during a meeting where the senators want to assess it and confirm it, they want Festus Keyamo, who is the Minister of State for Labor, they want him to come and discuss with them about how the exercise is going to be conducted, so that it won't be shady, and it won't be carrying a whole lot of like, it's about discussing the progress of the planned employments, about this employment opportunity that was provided by the federal government. And already as well, no, the money was 52 billion. The money was 52 billion, and Another thing is that, so in short, during the meeting, I think I'm mixing this video up. During the meeting, the Festus Keyamo, while he was talking about the employment scheme, and I was explaining everything to the senators, I think the senators were demanding for more than 15%, and like they are trying to take control of everything. And Festus Keyamo responded that is like trying to share power with the president, and he is not going to allow that. And if he is going to allow that, he is not the president, right? He is only representing the president. Right? If they want to do that, they should go and meet the president himself. So while they are trying to discuss that, the chairman of that committee asked the pressmen or the cameramen as well that they should go out, that they have to discuss without the cameras. So Festus Keyamo refused to discuss anything without the cameras, that he's not going to discuss anything without the camera. So they asked him to apologize for saying he cannot discuss anything without behind the camera. Oh, they are trying. They said it's an insult to the Nigerian state. But Festus decided not to apologize. We already know Festus now. Alagidi, he's Dino's friend. So you know what to expect. What happened eventually was that Festus said if they are not going to agree to discuss this in front of the camera, they should dismiss him. That can he leave? They said he can leave, so he left. So, but the point I'm trying to make over here is that the political side of it. Let me talk about the political side of it. Let me talk about the economic side of it first. The economic side of this of that incident is that the Senate are trying to hijack all these things to themselves, and after hijacking these things to themselves, and sharing it among themselves, they are trying to actually share the power with the president, and that is true. You might say, well, that's the point, and as well, the downside of the issue economically is that in the beginning of the year, the National Assembly. The federal government and the National Assembly have budgeted 52 billion for that project, for that employment project. 52 billion. It's not 56 that I call it today. It's 52. 52 billion. They budgeted 52 billion for that project, right? But eventually, federal government, how they used to do their things now, they might have padded this thing in such a way that, assumption, I'm just assuming, but my assumption is 90% of the time right. But well, what am I talking about? The budget for the exercise for that employment or the recruitment thing might have been padded such that maybe all the jobs they want to distribute is not even more than maybe 400,000 or 300,000. Then they hike it to 774,000 or something like that. So by saying it's 774,000, after paying the 300,000, the 400,000, the money for the 400,000 is going to be pocketed by a set of people. So maybe that is what the Senate or the senators, that is what they are also trying to have their own cut of it. You can see that. Maybe that is what they are trying to have their own cut of it. But with that incident, it's obvious that the Senate, those senators who are that sitting, they are having something to hide. They want to get a cut, either a bigger cut of the job slots or a bigger cut of the money that are supposed to be paid to a lot of these people, right? Just like they did during the Loma thing. But I don't want to be going into the Loma issue. I'm gonna discuss the issue of Loma on another video, right? So Festus left. The senators are trying to get a bigger cut of the job slots or a bigger cut of the money. That is if the federal government has also been trying to chunk a bit of money from the exercise as well. And the political side of it is this: the Senate presently they are trying to be showing their powers and flaunting their powers, trying to hijack, not only hijack, right? Let me say the Tinubu faction of APC, they are trying to take a full control power of the legislatures. and not and also using that to still seek more power and money in the federal government, right? So by doing, Lawan and Badabiamila were they were appointed by Tinubu, right? And right now, since the inception of CPC was that the inception of CPC was that the CPC faction, which are the Buhari and others, they will be holding this, what's the name? They'll be holding the presidency, you know, the ACN people, which are the Tinubu people, they will be holding the party, right? And the NPDP, which are the new PDP, they'll be holding the legislature. That was the what's the name? That was the that was the that was the agreement that they used to form CPC, right? I don't know how true that is, but I think I got that from a reliable source. So that was the agreement they used to form CPC. So eventually the NPDP were cheated out. They were cheated out and they betrayed them. Those are the likes of Sarakis and all these people, right? Because during the time of the Senate, the APC, which are Tinubu and others, they tried to override the likes of Saraki, but Saraki outsmarted them and became the Senate president. Appointed his old PDP colleagues into position. Made Ekweremadu the deputy Senate president. Dugara made this guy as well. Dugara made I forgot the name of this honorable that was the deputy speaker. He made them deputy speaker. They were all from PDP. NPDP people. Were able to secure what rightfully belongs to them according to the agreement politically. So right now, Tinubu owns the party. Tinubu nominated Oyegun as the party chairman. Buhari stole the loyalty from him. Oyegun stopped being loyal to Tinubu, and after he stopped being loyal to Tinubu decided to remove him and use Oshiomhole. So after using Oshiomhole, Oshiomhole is very loyal, and he was doing everything Tinubu wishes. Maybe there are except maybe some few things. There are some few things that he wasn't, but he was doing better in favor of Tinubu's interests than Odigi Oyegun, right? So since Tinubu perceived that, he left Oshiomhole to be the party chairman, but eventually back and forth, Buhari hijacked the party from Oshiomhole and Tinubu, right? He made the person of his interest the party chairman or the acting party chairman presently. So the party has the acting chairman presently. The party has been hijacked. The Senate still belongs to Tinubu, we can say, right? So, and with this incident now, I'm not going to lie to you. Even though we all know that Buhari would be nurturing the interest of taking the Senate from Tinubu. Of course, he will be nurturing the interest of taking the state from Tinubu, taking the legislature from Tinubu, but he might be postponing it for a later date. But with this incident, I'm telling you, this issue of the job was the name. They are going to mess it up. They are going to mess it up. I can tell you. And the reason why the Senate are going to be able to mess it up is that Buhari is very smart. He will try to dance to their tune, downplay Buhari will downplay this issue dance to their tune, and I'm not saying they are going to get all the slot that they wanted, but they are going to negotiate things out so as to lower their defenses. Then Buhari will attack. He will attack. Maybe he will either steal the loyalty of the leaders of these legislatures, the Gbadabiamila and Lawan. So he will try to steal their loyalty, and if he couldn't steal, if he is unable to steal their loyalty, then they will get impeached. You will see what will happen. And if they couldn't get impeached, then maybe Buhari himself will be suffering impeachment. I can tell you that before the end of this year, you'll be hearing something like either the leaders of the legislatives, the speaker and the Senate president, they will be going through impeachment orders, or the president himself will be going through impeachment orders. That's it. So that's what I've come to tell you today. Be a good citizen of Nigeria. Take it easy.